Episode 1. The music halts with a piercing scream. Amidst the gathering for the Alpha's son's union with his new bride, my uncle Victor surprisingly granted me permission to attend. Our Alpha, known for his stinginess, typically excludes me from such affairs. My presence at the festivity is solely to serve, a duty to tidy up after my cousin and ensure perfection for his momentous occasion. Uncle Victor consistently emphasizes that my acceptance hinges on my usefulness. Despite being the Alpha's niece, I am an orphan, an unwelcome burden within the pack, relegated to servitude and confinement. On the day of my cousin's ceremony, I intended to remain inconspicuous, occupied with tasks and silent. However, a stranger's sudden entrance disrupted my plans, prompting the bride to shriek dramatically, bringing the music to an abrupt halt. "Who is that?" someone else asks as a hush falls over the gathered crowd. I'm off to the side, cleaning up the shattered pieces of a champagne glass that another wolf knocked over in the startled commotion. From where I'm crouched on the ground, I can't see whose arrival caused such a stir. "The exiled Alpha," another voice replies. "He's the leader of the rogue pack." I can only make out bits and pieces of the conversation, but I know enough. Whatever is going on, I don't want to get involved. What is he doing here? Whoever the stranger is, he's obviously not on the guest list. I don't know why he's here, or what his presence might imply for the Bane pack. I'm just happy to be out of the dreary cellar that's considered my room. When I'm not slaving away, they keep me locked down there, out of sight and out of mind. I'm the runt of the pack, after all, an embarrassment. The mutt. I've never even manifested a wolf. Tristan Lyle. My uncle's voice cuts through the whispers in the crowd, and I flinch at the sound. Everyone falls silent, and I can hear his footsteps somewhere ahead of me. This is quite a surprise. "We were not expecting you." "Noschit, Sherlock." The band just stands there with their instruments in their hands. People shuffle around and whisper anxiously. I keep my eyes on the ground, picking up another shard of glass. Apologies for the intrusion. The voice is deep and commanding, but significantly younger than my uncle's. Even before I lay my eyes on him, something stirs within me at the sound of that voice. "What do you want with the Bane pack?" "You have no business in our territory," Victor says, and I clench my eyes shut at the threat behind his words. I have to tell myself over and over that I'm not the one he's angry at. Not today. I haven't done anything wrong, but fearing him is a reflex without reason. It's an instinct that's been beaten into me over the years, both literally and metaphorically. "Is that any way to treat a fellow Alpha?" the stranger replies, sounding amused and unbothered. I've never heard someone address my uncle that way. His tone is so casual, almost teasing. "Why are you here?" my uncle asks again, more insistently this time. "I've come for my mate." A murmur spreads across the gathered pack as wolves gasp and talk amongst themselves, but I simply let out a soft breath. Is it stupid of me to feel relieved at that moment? I assume that whatever is going on between my uncle and the other Alpha has nothing to do with me. For this one night, Victor will have bigger problems to deal with. Perhaps everyone is so distracted with the celebration and preoccupied with the stranger that I will be spared any further abuse for the evening. All I really want is to be invisible. Everyone looks at me with such scorn and disgust that the idea of disappearing, even for a little while, would be a relief. I have such simple wishes. Warm food, a soft bed, a quiet night without labor or mockery, a sweet little fool with sweet little foolish dreams. What are you talking about? If you wish to find a mate, perhaps you should look within your own pack. Surely you can find a decent enough she-wolf among your rogues and mutts. I don't see the look they exchange, but even from where I'm kneeling on the floor, I can feel the tension that suddenly sweeps across the courtyard. It's like the stranger's imposing presence extends beyond himself, his power hanging in the air like a mist that curls its fingers around each and every wolf gathered here. "Careful, Victor," is all he says, and my uncle does not reply. A seer in my pack had a vision of my fated mate among your pack. I'm as unhappy with this as you are, but to deny her from me is to deny the will of Selene. If you refuse me, you will not just be making an enemy out of me and my pack, but of the moon goddess herself.
Full story is available at novelpalace.com. Click the link in the comment section to get it free.